Tony Fisher.
BBC Hereford and Worcester.
One of the bright things, and I'll end on that, is the fantastic independent traders we have in Herefordshire. Got a wonderful scheme, the Truffle card, which is an example of what can be achieved by independent traders working together. But something like 549 odd independent traders now part of that scheme. Basically, it's a loyalty card for independent traders, from everything to food retailers, restaurants, clothing retailers. And that's a fantastic success story for the county, and I think one that will be very positive going into 2012.
We're going to be finding out more about the Truffle card in about an hour's time on the show this morning. Great to talk to you today. Thanks so much for being with us. And a very happy Christmas to you and your family as well. Have a good one.
And you, sir. And you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. So there we are. Just a little snapshot, really, of what the readers of the Hereford Times have been saying. Good morning, this is Tony Fisher, and I'm live in Hereford on Hightown today. I can tell you that it's getting very busy already, and it's still fairly early, so it's going to be a good day for Christmas shopping today. We're here taking the temperature of the High Street, as we did in the summer, but this time with a bit of a festive feel to it. As I walked down, earlier on we were talking to Andrew, the deputy editor of the Hereford Times, about the Truffle card scheme, which has been a real boost to the city. As I walked past all the shops, I got the Carphone warehouse here, the Early Learning Centre just on the left-hand side, and then I see this huge sign which says FIT. So let's have a little walk in to FIT right now, where I can tell you that there's a cold breeze. That noise you can hear is the fluorescent lights, and as I walk in, I'm surrounded, and the smell of new clothes and leather bags. It's wonderful. Superdry is one of the big names in here as well, because it's a store that really has been very successful this year, because everyone gets some new clothes for Christmas, even if you decide to buy some for yourself. Luke Conod owns FIT Clothing in Hereford and is with me this morning. Hi, Luke.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. If you want to see a picture of the shop, by the way, I've just uploaded it to Facebook. Now, it's been a good year for you, it's fair to say, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. We opened the store just over 2 years ago now, which was right in the middle of the credit crunch and just at the start of this fictitious recession they're talking about. that is a real recession, but the government are trying to play it down. And for us, we've been really fortunate. We were able to negotiate a good lease at that point, and sales have been growing at 30% year on year.
Right. And you're a completely independent store, is that right?
We are totally independent, yeah. We're not affiliated to any national chain, so the money you spend in our store, 80% of it will stay in the county, as opposed to going to a national chain where 20% will stay in the county.
How hard is it to take on the big boys in a business like this? Because they are big players, aren't they? They're very aggressive in their marketing, for instance.
They are very aggressive. I mean, what we do is we have niche collections. So we have the likes of Superdry, Diesel, Rare, G-Star, Bench, Firetrap, all the key brands. But our collections are much more individual, whereas if you go to, say, one of our competitors, they'll sell 50 of a garment, and you can guarantee you'll go out on a Saturday night and see 12 other people wearing it, which for a lady at a Christmas do or a wedding or something is quite crucial. You don't want to be seeing 50 other people in the same thing, so for us we buy small amounts of each line, but make sure we get on-trend product, and then when you go out in something you're not going to see 50 other people in it.
I must just digress just for a second. I always remember back in the 80s when we all had to wear a shirt and tie to get into a club. Back in those halcyon days, do you remember?
You couldn't wear jeans either.
No, you couldn't get in. And I remember that everybody went to Top Man, basically, and there were those shirt and tie combos, and you'd go out and there'd be 8 or 10 other guys all wearing exactly the same shirt and tie as you.
Yeah, it was almost like a uniform, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, we all had those. We were mentioning earlier on about the Truffle card scheme. Let's talk a little bit about that now, because it's been a huge success in this city, hasn't it?
It has, and county-wide, not just in the city. We launched Truffle just 12 months ago now on The Breakfast Show on BBC Hereford and Worcester, and from that we have over 8,000 card holders, and we have just over 500 businesses involved in Truffle. Now, it's successful. It's the same old thing. What you put in, you get out. The businesses that are really passionate and really drive the scheme are finding it phenomenally successful. If you don't put anything in, you won't get anything out. But but the customers are loving it. The feedback we get from the customers say, I went into Philip Morris the other day and got a fantastic discount, I got a really good offer on this, or I went to Saxty's and got another meal for £1 when I bought the first meal, or Cartridge World, I went in and got free paper and things like that. It's brilliant. So yeah.
And how do you manage to spread the word on something like Truffle as well, so that everybody knows what's available and when?
We've got a website at truffleherefordshire.co.uk where all the offers are listed, but we send an e-news out to every Truffle card holder on a Thursday morning, which gives them the top 30 offers each week, and also lets them know what's going on in and around the county. So some of this week's offers, we've got Hare Junction, which is £20 off. The Crown Inn at Woolhope, you've got a free bottle of homemade cider. Malthouse Kitchen, free real ale mustard with every order. That sounds different, doesn't it?
Yeah, very different.
Yeah. And then Hawkins Pre, they've got 15% discount on your tax return, but it is coming up to that time of year.
Yeah, thanks for that, Luke. Lovely. Very nice.
Really the Christmas spirit there, you see. But we've moved Truffle Herefordshire on this year. 4 weeks ago, we launched Truffle Deals. Now, a lot of people will know about Groupon and all these daily deal websites that are coming up. We launched Truffle Deals, which is for Herefordshire businesses, and there are a lot of businesses, smaller businesses, Herefordshire, that don't have the ability to put things online and sell them to a national audience. Truffle Deals, as part of the Truffle Herefordshire family, now offers them that. So there are 3 new deals every day. Today we've got a suitcase from an antler suitcase from Philip Morris, which is £54.99 instead of £125. Chocolates. Divine chocolate this is from Wiggly Wigglers, which is £3 instead of £5 and £5, and a fantastic offer from Ross Old Books in Ross on Wye. You can buy a £10 voucher today for £5. So you can go to Ross Books with your voucher and you get £10 worth of goods just for £5.
It sounds to me as well, there's an awful lot of camaraderie going on here. There was a time in business when everybody had their own shop and that was their business. Nobody talked to each other. This seems to be the age of communication, and you really see, and all the outside broadcasts that we've done over the last few months, and I've seen many businesses, and they wouldn't really survive unless they had those kind of relationships.
Absolutely, and that's why the independent businesses on the high street are doing really well at the moment, and the multiples, the nationals, are panicking and putting sales on in the middle of December when it's your key trading period. And we've certainly noticed that from around the county. They're a fantastic mix of independent businesses in Herefordshire. I didn't realise there was a shop called Tudor Sweets that sells, not that I need sweets, but sells sweets down in Ross on Wye, proper old-fashioned sweets. I didn't realise that. And it's great to get to meet these other businesses. And on Monday in Hereford City Centre, this Monday coming, we've got a truffle market. So we've got 30 of the independent businesses are coming together and putting a market on with special discounts for the people of Herefordshire.
Well, Luke, great to meet you today, and your enthusiasm is infectious. It's wonderful to see. All the very best to you, and everybody else who's part of the truffle card scheme. It sounds like a terrific idea. I don't want to leave your shop, because not only is it very groovy, but also it's actually quite warm. But we're going to go back outside again. Great to see you, Luke. Thanks very much indeed. So there we are. We go through the door back into Hightown in Hereford. So what an amazing idea that the truffle card scheme, just one of those schemes that can really bring people together. People enjoy a good bargain, and if that gets more people going through the doors of your shop, it's got to be a good thing, hasn't it, as we look to the future and economic growth. It's BBC Hereford and Worcester.